Happy Friday, folks. Today we're going to talk about how to organize and save for big projects in your YNAB budget. Now, I have many a name option for this type of saving experience. Multi-category savings, layered project savings, lasagna budgeting, onions have layers savings, ogres have layers savings, budgeting like an ogre, budgeting like an onion. How many savings categories does it take to get to the budget pop center of a Tootsie budget pop? What? Some examples might go as follows. Your kitchen is dying for a slight reno. In this one project, you want to save to update your ancient kitchen appliances because your refrigerator, oven, and dishwasher were all manufactured in the previous century, and due to the fact that emerald green countertops are not as country chic as you would prefer, you might just replace those two. Second scenario, you're having a baby, your first baby, and having just one baby category might be a little risky. You'll probably want to budget specifically for a crib and be prepared for those hospital expenses coming your way and all the other baby things that I don't actually know about because I haven't had a baby, I just was one. But that was like a long time ago and my parents did not fill me in on the financial process of it at all. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to organize and budget for, drumroll please, a very humble in-home recording studio. I've loved to sing for a long time, but have never had the means to accompany myself. So a few months ago, I finally decided it's time. I am going to learn the piano. Then I thought it'd be super fun to document the whole piano learning journey as somewhat of an experiment and be able to record and share the progress I've made as I make it. So I did a little research and discovered the 5 components that you need to successfully record at home. Those components are a good computer, which I already have, a quality microphone, some studio headphones or some kind of monitors, editing software, and a solid audio interface. Which I actually don't really know what that means, but that's part of the learning journey, right? Additionally, I also don't actually own a keyboard, so I need to get one of those. And I'm sure you're already seeing it. My category group is a recording studio. All the items I just listed are my categories. And you're not wrong, but you are stealing my thunder. So let me break it down for you. Per usual, you can use this budgeting structure at any pace or for any amount of money that you need to save. Whether you're doing an $8,000 kitchen renovation over a year or an $800 road trip in a weekend, no project is too big nor too small for YNAB. A budget is a budget, no matter how small. First step, as always, do your research. You really want to be able to attach a price tag to whatever it is you're saving for. It doesn't need to be down to the penny, but the more defined, the better. Reason being, if the cost you're saving for is too vague, it's going to be hard to know what your end goal truly is and what pace to work at. Not to mention, even after you've saved up quite a bit, there's always the possibility of your eyes becoming larger than your stomach, your budget stomach. After doing my research, my project total comes out to about $1,100. That's not an outrageously high price tag, but here's the kicker. I would love to have this project fully funded and all my equipment acquired by June so that I can dive into this experiment at the start of the summer. It's the beginning of March right now, so that gives me 4 months to put this money away. So now let's actually hop over to the budget. Once you've researched those dollar amounts and know exactly what you're saving for, let's go ahead and start a new category group dedicated entirely to this project, recording studio. Keeping these categories completely separate from all your other categories will help draw your attention to it and therefore funnel more energy and discipline to those categories. If you're saving for a new backyard shed and it's hiding perfectly between your student loans category and your water bill category, surprise, surprise, you're probably not even going to want to look at it. Next, we're going to make a separate category line for every item we're saving for. And you know me, I think it's helpful to throw the total dollar amount you're trying to save on the category line itself so you always have that total easily accessible to your eyeballs. And can I just say, look at how beautifully monochromatic these emojis all are. Just like how looking at your bank account won't tell you how much money you have for groceries this week among all the other things you have to pay for this month, looking at a lump savings account for a home improvement can't tell you how close you are to getting that double-door refrigerator when you're also saving for an oven and a dishwasher out of the same account. All that to say, the more you can see what you're saving for broken down into those little installments, you're setting yourself up for success. As we always do, we're going to add some goals to these categories. Since these are savings goals that we don't want to be taking any money out of, utilizing the target balance savings goal makes the most sense since this is a one-time purchase we're saving for. And because I'm trying to work on a timeline, I'll tack on the by date function. Now, here's a fun little trick. If each one of your target balance goals has an end date added to it, you can go ahead and select the entire category group, come over to the quick budgeting tools, and the underfunded button will tell you exactly how much you need to budget every single month in order to fund all your goals at the pace you want. If I click that button, I'm funded. But oh no, I don't have that much money. I definitely do not have that much money. Now, in a perfect world, yes, you could fully fund every single one of your savings categories in full, on time, no problem. Money grows on trees, and turns out pigs have been flying this whole time. However, that's not typically the position we find ourselves in. Also, if we could perfectly afford anything we wanted at any time we want, we probably wouldn't need a budget. More than likely, you may see this monthly goal funding amount and go, yikes, that wants me to put away way more money than I have to spare every month. In my case, if I want all of this equipment acquired by June, it wants me to put away $275 a month to fund my goals on time. However, right now I'm pretty heavily focusing on paying off my student loans, and the way I'm running my budget, after I've funded all my expenses for the month, I only have about $100 extra left over with no job to do. That's not gonna cut it. I am not going to meet my goal. Like not even close. So I'm gonna deselect this whole category group and ask myself, what is the most important thing for me to have first? These are called priorities. Now, normally you would think she should get the keyboard first because I have to learn how to play it. However, if I want to run a genuine experiment here, I need to acquire the keyboard last so I can truly document my learning process from the absolute beginning. No cheating. In that case, I think I should first prioritize acquiring the software because that's also going to come with a massive learning curve. If I can get my hands on that first and start watching copious amounts of YouTube tutorials, then maybe by the time I acquire all my other equipment, I'll be slightly a little bit equipped to actually use the software. So then my second wave of purchases will be the audio interface, the mic, and the headphones, followed lastly by the keyboard. This pace of funding one goal at a time might be a wiser way to go if you're funding a lot of higher price tag projects. For instance, if you're saving to throw a new roof on the house, paint the basement, and acquire 3 new kitchen appliances, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to fund each one of those goals every single month, hit your fully funded mark a year from now, and install a new roof, 3 new kitchen appliances, and paint your basement all in the same week. That actually sounds quite honestly horrible. Rather, pick your top priority project. The roof has quite literally been dropping hints that it needs to be replaced for a couple years now, so you might want to fund that before painting your basement. And can I be real for a second? I think sometimes we talk to friends or see videos of people sharing their budgets and they're saving for like 20 different things at the same time, and we get discouraged because we can't do the same. Let me remind you that they've probably been budgeting for a while. It's probably taken them quite a bit of commitment and dedication to get to such a comfy place with their money. I can almost guarantee you that that kind of financial ease happens overnight for almost no one. I say almost because there's always someone with a lot more money and Hakuna Matata than we will ever have. Remind yourself that we are all in different seasons in life and our finances, and we can't compare someone's years of work and financial dedication to our current situation. We just can't. So if you're trying to save for 5 different things and can only fund one right now, you are 100% on the right track. That being said, getting back to my project, I would need $275 a month to fully fund all my goals by June, but as I said, I only have $100 left in my to be budgeted category after budgeting out all my expenses for the month. So realistically, having this project fully funded and ready for purchase by June is maybe not so possible. But we will never know until we try. So let's see what we can do here. I bet there is extra money laying around this budget that we could shave off certain categories and add to our savings goals. I already added the $100 in my to be budgeted category to my editing software goal because that's the one I'm going to focus on funding right now. I'm going to go ahead and close my gotta pay it category group because those are all of my fixed expenses that I could never borrow from. Looking at my flexible categories, I can definitely trim down on what I spend on my dog. I do travel a lot, so I board her quite often. However, I'm not traveling at all this month, so I don't need to board her. She has all her current medication, she's been to the vet. So I honestly think I could shave a lot out of this category. Let's see what happens if I only spend $200 on the dog this month. I am a renter, so my home improvement category is almost obsolete because I mostly just use it for decor, to save up for furniture, stuff like that. For sure, my kryptonite is clothing. It's just one of those things I could always spend money on. And honestly, I need to exercise more discipline and not just buying it all the time. So guys, I'm shopping because I really want this recording studio and I can make some sacrifices this month. We don't need clothes. Look, I'm wearing clothes right now. Do I need more than this? No. I did make some pretty drastic changes, but now I just have $200. If I go back to my recording studio category, I can fully fund the editing software. I can also fully fund the headphones right now. So I just funded $250 of my goal. I have $50 left. I could disperse that back into my dog, home improvement, or clothing category, or I could put it toward these goals and just get a little further ahead. So the question there is, do I want to make those sacrifices in my dog, home improvement, and clothing category? Or would I rather have the security of knowing that I won't have to roll with the punches out of my recording studio category group? I think I'm gonna play it safe and I'm gonna put that $50 back. I put $250 toward my recording studio goals. That's only $25 under what I need to budget every month. I do occasionally house sit and pet sit for people, so maybe I'll run into some extra money down the road that I can put toward these goals. But for now, I'm gonna put some money back in the dog category and back in home improvement. Now, while we're on the topic of reevaluating priorities, I have been saving for a new computer, so I'll ask the question. Would I rather have my new computer on time when I was planning on getting it, or would I rather put that money toward my recording studio project? I do have a computer now that is pretty well functioning, so I think in future months I could take some of my money out of this category in order to budget further toward my goals. For those of you seeing this and going, what a setback. I can't believe I had to move money out of my categories.
My budget is ruined for the month and I can't even do anything right.
Not true. No, my friend. This is budgeting. Moving money from here to there to accommodate needs, asking what's most important to you right now, and learning how to save and shave here and there, that is exactly budgeting. I would not be failing by delaying my new computer fund. Nay, I'd be winning because I am prioritizing the thing that is currently most important to me, which is my recording studio. So, flash forward. If I had only budgeted those extra $100 I had every month toward my recording studio goals, that's totally fine, but I wouldn't have had my recording equipment until February of 2021. It is March of 2020 right now. That's just a lot longer than I wanted to wait. But if I rolled with the punches, pushed money here and there, and found ways to make a little extra cash throughout those 4 months, I was able to get all my recording equipment by August of 2020. Now, that's not June like I had hoped, but for a girl who thought she only had $100 extra every month, that's not too shabby, y'all. Not too shabby. I hope you can see at this point that budgeting is very, very active. While a lot of people these days are looking for a set it and forget it approach, we believe the power comes in keeping your budget moving and grooving, pushing and pulling money because you're always reevaluating your priorities and asking yourself, what at this point do I need my money to do for me? And then adjusting based on that. If you're interested in seeing this saving structure put into real action by a real family doing a real deal home renovation, tune in next week where our friends Lauren and Kyle are going to share how they used YNAB to organize and save for their California whole home renovation. It's going to be a real humdinger. I'll be there. Banksy will be there. See you next week. Holla frickin' back. Yeah. Okay. In today's video, I'm going to show you how